Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to a very special episode of Kingdoms. Today's a big day, my friends. Today is a big day because today we are going to finish Regnum. That's the plan. So there's there's a lot to do, but there's not a lot to do. Basically, I have a handful of very large tasks to be able to finish Regnum. So the first thing that I want to deal with, I think, is the torch spam, especially on the roads. So we've got, torch spam everywhere, lighting up the area right now. And it is important that Regnum is spawn-free because the biggest reason to come here, other than just to look around and see all the beautiful stuff, is the mob farm right over there. And the mob farm is not very efficient if there are spawnable spaces all over everywhere. So I did a little bit of grinding between episodes, grabbed myself a bunch of wool. I've got some in my inventory. I have some here as well, which we'll be using elsewhere. And I've made myself some torches. I'm definitely going to need more torches than this, though. Let's just grab... Hey, you. Go in there. Yeah, there we go. Let's just make like 2 more stacks. I'm going to need tons of torches for this. Because most of it is going to be hidden torches under carpets and stuff like that. So, yeah, good stuff. This is going to be an episode with a lot of off-camera work, I think. But I'm going to torch up like this entire... Well, I think I'm going to do the roads first, and then we'll start working on the grassy areas and things like that. We want to hide lighting in here as well, but I want to get rid of the torch spam. So let me get to work on the roads. I'll be back to you with a progress update in just a little while. All right, guys, I am back, and I have removed the torch spam from all of the roads. There are no more torches in the roads. There's a couple spots where we're going to need street lights, like over here on these stairs, for example, down here. A couple spots where I couldn't put a carpet because you would be able to see underneath it, or if I used glowstone, you'd be able to see that too. So there's a couple spots, little areas where we'll probably just put like a street light that kind of overhangs. But the roads are done. The roads have no more torch spam, and this is great. I do need to figure out what we're gonna do with the central plaza here, because if I can, we've got like this diorite thing, and the diorite does not really match up with any color. Like, it's actually not too bad. Maybe we could just use regular carpets. Yeah, it really doesn't look that bad. I thought it was going to look a lot worse than that. Some of these we can get kind of clever, because like leaves, for example, leaves do not block torches. So we could like put a torch under here and then do that. And you see that'll light up the surrounding area. So there's a couple spots where we can get kind of clever with it and hide a torch under an existing thing to light it up. But I think the gray carpet actually works better than I had initially anticipated. Some of these, like, I could put a glowstone block underneath there, but I just don't really think it's that worth it. Since glowstone is kind of expensive, and I don't really care that much about carpets being around. So this is fine. Also, some of these stands have end rods, which will help us kind of keep stuff lit up as well. Maybe we'll sneak one in like right here. You guys kind of can see it's not a difficult process. It just takes a little bit of time. It's just, kind of grinding away at it and getting the light in place in different spots. Hello, zombie. I see you. I don't know where you spawned from, but you're dead. You may have actually spawned like right about here, perhaps? Maybe? Or probably over here, if I had to make a guess. But we want to get this whole thing all lit up as well. Make sure that there are no spawnable areas in the market. And I think between hiding torches underneath barrels and hiding torches just kind of around, you know, different places, different locations. I think we should be able to get this all spawn proof as well. Maybe we'll put one like right here, get rid of some of these torches. It's just one of those tasks. So let me get to work on this, and I'll be back with you in just a little bit. All right, guys, I am back, and the market is all lit up and looking good. Everything should be good there, and there is, once again, no torch spam. It's all gone. All the lighting is hidden under barrels and all sorts of different places, and I think everything over there should be spawn proof. So we should be in good shape. There are a couple spawnable areas over here, but I don't think there's really a whole lot I can do about it unless I want to put lighting on the outside of this building, and I don't really want to do that. Oh, and the sun's coming up. So our next step is to tackle the green areas and make that, sort of a thing. And there are going to be some spawnable areas on roofs and stuff like that. Honestly, unless I want to carpet the entirety of all the roofs in this area, yeah, we're going to have to just kind of accept that some mobs are going to be able to spawn on top of the roofs. And before any of you say, oh, just put string up there, string does not prevent mob spawns. Maybe that's a thing in Pocket Edition or console, or now that the Better Together update is out in the non-Java versions of Minecraft. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I don't play those versions, but it is definitely not a thing in Java Edition. It does not work on the PC Java Edition of Minecraft. So string is not an option. Otherwise, I would totally do I would do that because I've got tons of string and it works, and it's basically invisible unless you're right on top of it. But that's not a thing. So anyway. Next step is the grassier areas, and I think I want to do a combination of a couple different things here. Let's grab some of these, and let's grab a little bit of brown as well, and then I want to grab some leaves. Just grab a couple stacks there, and maybe a little bit of coarse dirt. Which I happen to have tons of. And we'll just do a little bit of this together. Let's maybe do... let's maybe do like this area over here by the house and the market and all this kind of stuff, right? So we've got a few different torches, you know, kind of spread around, not looking very good, obviously. So what we're going to do is we'll make a couple green carpets, and we'll make some brown carpets, okay? And I think we'll just pick some spots, like maybe, I'm actually going to need my shovel for this, so maybe we say right here, we'll hide like a green carpet. It doesn't, it blends relatively well. We're also going to run into some problems here where terrain has been modified, and I didn't do the stuff underneath it. That doesn't look good. Okay. That's another thing. With Optifine, we need to take into consideration that some areas, the grass is going to connect like that. So let's maybe go like here, right? We'll do some stuff like this, basically, to kind of sneak some lighting in to these back alleys and stuff like that, spread some green around. And then I think in some places, like maybe like right here, right? This would be a relatively good location for like a path to kind of mess up the pathway a little bit. So we'll maybe put in some coarse dirt just for now. And then maybe we say, get rid of you. Maybe we say, like, this is going to be a torch and this is going to be a torch. And we'll use brown carpet where those pathways would be. And then maybe, you know, we kind of change up the shape of this pathway a little bit by putting some green back into it, like so. Right? Just little things like that to kind of find ways to get lighting into this area. But at the same time, make it not super, we don't want it to stand out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And we can also do kind of the same here with, leaves and stuff like that. We could put a torch here and put some leaves on top of it or whatever, right? Something along these lines maybe, and just hide some lighting that way too. So I'm going to work on getting that done to basically all the grassy areas in the city. That's going to be a lot, but we'll do what we can. There's also a couple little minor things I'll probably do right now as well. Some of these roads just kind of lead off into nothing. They just like end, or they go directly into the wall like this. And that looks a little bit bad, so I'll probably fix that stuff up as well. But anyway, let me get to the grind, and I'll be back. Okay, so I think I've got all of the lighting done. All of the torch spam is gone. Everything is lit up. There's a little torch spam outside the city, but I don't really care. I'm just going to leave that the way it is. But everything should be lit up. There are carpets hiding all over the place. But we still have a lot left to do. So the next step is to go around and add a whole bunch of little details to kind of bring the area to life, right? Maybe I add like a market stall down here, just a little one, or by the Coliseum. Maybe I'm going to be bone mealing some stuff. I'll be adding in some bushes. I'll be adding in maybe like a cart that's, on its way to market. Maybe I'll put a well in somewhere, little things that are simple, but really serve to kind of bring the area to life and add some life into stuff. This is the fun stuff. This is the stuff that that is simple but makes a huge difference. Just you make a cart, maybe you have 20 blocks in that cart, 20 different building blocks, but just those 20 blocks can do so much to really help out an area. So that's the next step. That's going to take some time as well. I don't know exactly what I want. I know I do want to bone meal a lot of this. I don't want it to be like overgrown, but I don't want it to be completely flat and look like it's all been mowed and stuff either. So let me get to work on that, and I'll be back. Okay, guys. I think Regnum is actually finished. It's incredible to hear myself say that. We've been working on this project for so long that it's amazing to finally reach a point where I think it's done. And no Minecraft project is ever truly done. At least not in a survival world like this. There's always more we could do and more we could add, but I think we've finally reached a point where I can look at the Kingdom of Regnum and say, yes, it's complete. It's reached a point of completion that I'm happy with and that I'm proud of and that I love. I honestly think this is probably my favorite of all the kingdoms. So let's do a little bit of a walk through Regnum, and I'll show you kind of what we've been, what I did and all this other kind of stuff. While we're doing that, I do want to jump into the comment of the day from last episode from Cotton Ginster, who says, "What are you thinking of doing next? I vote for something challenging." So I've been hyping up what's going to be happening in episode 150/151. Episode 150 is going to be a world tour and a download, and episode 151 will be the start of something new. I've been hyping that up for a while, but I haven't given out any details. And if I'm being entirely honest, I still haven't decided on all the details. I haven't worked everything out. I decided to add a little well over here. This was originally going to be another barracks, but I decided, you know what? I think it'd be cool to add a little bit of wells. So we have some path blocks and some podzol to represent kind of mud, a couple of barrels of water, a little pathway over here. It's all looking pretty good. Anyway, episode 150 will be a world tour and download, as we always do every 25 episodes, a tour of the entirety of kingdoms, everything we've built so far. Episode 151, we're starting over. We're starting fresh. We're going to go somewhere in the world, so we're say it's still going to be the same world. We're not getting rid of the kingdom's world. I've put far too much time into this place to just abandon it. For something new, but we're gonna start fresh. We're gonna go maybe 5,000 blocks away, 10,000 blocks away. I don't know. We're gonna go far, far away, and we're gonna start over. I'm planning on bringing with me basically my tools, and that's it. So no elytra, no super amazing armor. Maybe I'll bring my armor. I still haven't worked out all of those finer details yet. I know for sure I'm going to bring my tools with me because I don't enjoy that initial early game grind all that much. And we'll probably bring like a stack of food, and that's it. No, nothing else. And I'm going to make a rule that says I'm not able to interact with the old kingdoms, like Regnum, for example. Specifically, the stuff within the old kingdoms, like the mob farm, for example. I'm not going to be able to interact with that stuff until I reach a point where I have access to that resource in a fairly generous supply. So, for example, let's use the mob farm as an example. I've got this great mob farm here. It makes like 8,000 drops an hour or something like that. It's great. I'm going to say I can't come here and use this mob farm until I get some sort of a mob farm built. It doesn't have to be the same one. It doesn't even have to be something as big and complicated. Maybe I find like a skeleton spawner and I say, okay, we've built a skeleton spawner farm thing, now I can make use of this. Or like my sugarcane farm, for example. I'm not allowed to come and use the sugarcane farm that we have here until I build some sort of sugarcane farm. Doesn't have to be an automatic one. It could maybe be a manual one, etc., etc. The idea being that I can't just rely on everything we've built in this world so far. We have to do new stuff in order to get resources and all this other kind of stuff. I can't just come back and take resources out of my warehouse to build things, because that kind of defeats the whole purpose of starting over and starting fresh. But I don't want to just completely abandon everything in this world as well and just say, well, I've already got, a mob farm, so I never have to gather mob resources ever starting over. You know what I mean? So I think that strikes kind of a cool balance between the two, and I think it's going to be very cool. I love the immersion of this market. This market is so nice. It's gorgeous. It really is. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked looking at all the beautiful things we've built here. So that's the plan. We're going to be heading off somewhere in the world. I haven't yet picked out where that location is going to be. I haven't yet decided what the theme for the next kingdom is going to be. And in fact, we probably won't have like a proper kingdom. We're going to have to get a source of food. We're going to have to build a starter house. We're going to have to do all this kind of stuff that comes with starting fresh. And I'm actually really looking forward to that. I think it'll be good, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it as much as I do. I have a few different ideas floating around. I'm considering maybe like an elven-themed high fantasy kingdom with lots of... now that we have white concrete and white concrete powder in the game, instead of just quartz as a good white block, I think that's a much more viable option than it used to be. So I might explore that idea. There's a few different ideas and things that I have, and I think they'll be a lot of fun. But that's basically going to be what we're doing come episode 151, and it's not going to be called episode 151. It's going to be Kingdoms Season 2, Episode 1. So we're starting basically a new season of Kingdoms, and this will be the last non-tour episode of Season 1. So those of you who have been with me for this entire journey, I really appreciate it. It's been incredible. It's been amazing. We've had a lot of fun. I really like this little vendor stall, by the way. Gates underneath and trapdoors on top. It's a nice little look. I like it. This is the idea being, this is a guy who sells like maybe concessions, right? He sells food and munchies to the people who come to the gladiatorial arena to see the fighters or the gladiators battle it out. I don't know. There's a lot of, as I said, there's many more things that we could add here and do here, but it's at a point now that I'm happy with it. And I think I can walk away from this with a sense of pride and call it done, and not just, call it done when really it's not, if that makes sense. I'm happy with the point of progression that we've attained in Regnum, and I think it's a very, I genuinely, honestly think that this is my favorite kingdom that we've built so far. It really is. It's just, it all comes together in the end. And the old kingdoms, I should probably answer because I know the question will come up. What about the old kingdoms? What about Solus that was never finished? What about this? What about that? Don't worry. Those things are not gone forever. There will come a point in Kingdoms Season 2 where, you know, we get past that initial early game start over, right? Where we, finish that first kingdom or whatever, and we come back here to work on old things. We've got, I mean, Season 1 alone was 150 episodes, and this is a series that I do genuinely plan to have going on for as long as my channel exists. So we have all the time in the world to come back and tackle Solus. And did I go in the wrong house? No. Here we go. To tackle Solus and tackle some of these other kind of projects. We will come back to those. Maybe I'll do those as live stream projects. Maybe we'll come back here during live streams and work on some of those older kingdoms that are not yet finished. But the big thing is I'm ready to start fresh. I can tell from a lot of different things that a lot of other people are looking to would be interested in starting fresh as well. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a way to kind of rejuvenate kingdoms. I've been on this kick for the last, I don't know, week or two, something like that, where we've been doing kingdoms very regularly. And I'd like to keep that going, and I think starting fresh is really going to help with that. Not because I'm unmotivated or burned out on kingdoms and the world that we have here. You know, I certainly could manage to do some work in Solus and stuff like that, but I think it's time. I think episode 150 is a good point, like a good natural point to end Season 1 and start Season 2, start fresh somewhere else in the world and just expand and do some of the things that we've done before, and in many ways do things that we've done before but do them better. You know, there's many farms and things like that. We've been in this world now for so long that my ability to make like technical stuff, right? Like my knowledge of redstone, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm a redstone master. I'm certainly not. I don't consider myself a technical player, but my knowledge of redstone is certainly well beyond what it was when this world started. I could now build a much better sugarcane farm than what we initially built in this world, for example, or a much better cactus farm, or maybe, there are many things that I would like to do. And this will kind of give us an opportunity to go and do that and do a lot of other cool stuff too. We'll figure out what we want the new kingdom to be. If you have suggestions, part of the reason I'm talking about this now instead of in next episode is because I want to give you guys time to put in any suggestions into the comments. If you have suggestions for the type of kingdom, if you have suggestions for the biome, if you have other suggestions just for the restart in general, you know, you like the idea, you don't like the idea. Let's put it this way. The restart is happening, period. That's just how it's going to be. So, if you don't want the restart to happen, I'm sorry, but it's got to happen for a lot of different reasons. But if you have suggestions regarding the restart, like for example, you really don't like the idea of bringing my tools with me, or you really don't like the idea of the farms, right? Like we can start fresh, but we can come back here and use that. Any of that kind of stuff. Any sort of feedback regarding the reset and how it should work, and any ideas you have, please let me know in the comments. I do appreciate it, and I do want to have your input on this series regarding the reset, because it's the first time we've ever done it. In fact, I think this is the first time, not counting Hermitcraft, which resets whether I want it to or not. I think this is the first time we've actually ended a single player series and started a season, like a proper Season 2 within the same world. I don't think we've ever done that before. My first survival series were separate worlds. I had an initial one that was right when 1.8 was hitting snapshots, and then I was in an amplified world, and then I was back in a regular world, and then we started Kingdoms. And all of my modded series are never I never start my modded series over in the same worlds. So I don't know. yeah, the times are changing, as they say. Many things are happening. But unfortunately, guys, I am out of time for this episode. Let's try and get one final great look from up above at Regnum and everything we've built here. All the work that we've done. It's just incredible. I really love this area, without a doubt. This is my favorite of all of our kingdoms so far, and I think it really kind of shows my progression as a builder and how I've improved as a builder over time. And still am, for that matter. I'm still very much learning about many different things, and constantly becoming a better builder, and that's always important. But guys, that is going to do it for me. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. The world download and stuff will be updated on episode 150. They should be up-to-date functional links right now. I think we talked about that last episode. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.